Happiness leads to everything.
Imagine today is your birthday. You just woke up and you say to yourself, today is my birthday and nobody is gonna ruin it for me. No one's gonna ruin this day because it's your birthday. Imagine waking up like that every day when it's not your birthday and having that same attitude. We think we can do it, but it's hard. We rely on outside sources for us to be happy sometimes. We rely on somebody telling us something nice. We rely on buying something that makes us happy. We look outside of the very thing that makes us happy. We make us happy. We have absolute control of what we have in here to make us happy. We just don't do it. We don't use what we have already inside of us that makes us happy. When it's your birthday, you make a commitment to yourself. Today is going to be my best day ever. You waited for it all year. But why can't you wait for every day like that? Out of every year, out of every week, out of every month. Because we don't use what we have inside of us that makes us happy.
Happiness is the key to life. Happiness is the key to success. On your birthday, nothing can go wrong. It's the happiest day of your life. Sometimes the happiest month of your life. Nothing goes wrong. Everything goes perfectly fine. It's the greatest day, week, month, however you choose to decide it, however you choose to celebrate it ever.
In order for you to obtain any amount of success, any amount of wealth, any amount of prosperity, you have to first become happy.
I used to be angry all the time until I met some good friends who told me about myself. And in that time, I was an addict. I was addicted to anger. And so because of that, I was angry. People didn't want to be around me. I was angry. I didn't have the things I wanted in life. But when I was told, hey, if you want these friends that you want, you might want to stop being angry. When I decided and made a decision to not be angry anymore, and I decided to be happy, I started getting the things that I wanted in life. I have great friends now who help me with everything and who love me for me.
Happiness is your guiding light. Happiness is the illumination to your path. Happiness leads to everything that you want. If you don't have what you want, it's because you're not happy. Happy is the light to the path. Happiness is the way that you get to where you want to go. Happiness is connected to everything, but if it is not activated, then everything is chaotic, everything is in disarray. But once happiness is activated, once you're living a so happy and so grateful life, then everything will be illuminated. The whole path will be illuminated. You'll have everything that you want, and your cup will run over into every other aspect of your life, into all of the people around you. People respond to what they're given, and if you're exuding happiness, then not only are you charting your course, but you're also dropping light on the course of everyone around you. And so when you're happy, the whole world around you is happy. Even if they're not happy in their individual selves, because you're happy, your way is straight, your path is lightened, because you control who you are and you control your own happiness.
But on the days that you're not at that peak of happiness, on those days where your birthday, it's not that day, and the smallest thing happens and it directs you out of your happiness mode, everything goes wrong.
Think of the people that you admire the most, the people that you look up to every day. They are there because they are happy to be there. They are there because they chose happiness first, then their dreams and goals and the life that you love to see came second.
The worst part about it is we're not taught to be happy.
In my early 20s, I was in a terrible relationship miles away from home. I was in a different state surrounded by people that I had no business being surrounded by. I was in a relationship that was verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, and it caused me to have low self-esteem. It caused me to feel unworthy about myself. So I wasn't happy. I was depressed. I was sad. I didn't have any hope. I just thought that this was it. I was so unhappy that I didn't think that I could just leave. I thought that was my destiny. That is how life was going to be, because I chose to leave home. I chose to be with this person, and boom, here's my destiny. I messed up my life. It wasn't until, and people around me were telling me, it's time to leave, you need to go back home, yada, yada, yada. But I didn't feel worthy enough to even get to the door. I thought about leaving many times. I packed my clothes many times, got to the door, and wasn't happy enough to turn the knob. So I turned around, went back, and stayed in a relationship that wasn't serving me. And it wasn't until I found an ounce of happiness, and at that time, happiness was home. So I held on to the picture of home, and that got me to pack my bags. That got me to open the door, and that got me back to where I should have been all along. But I had to go through those experiences so I can sit here and tell you today that happiness is the key to life.
It's all about you. You're in control.
Relying on outside sources, relying on other people to make us feel happy is only temporary. We have temporary fixes to be happy.
In the womb, we actually receive transmissions from our mothers. So if our mothers are high in stress levels, we come out highly stressed. If our mothers are highly depressed, we actually pick up on that and we come out depressed.
I like the word joy, because to me, being joyful is happiness. When you're happy, you look happy, you feel happy, you say happy things. We all want to be happy. If you ask anybody, what do you want out of life? I bet you everybody's going to say, I want to be happy. They may say money, but they're telling you what will make them happy.
And happiness for each person is different. For some people, money and personal belongings couldn't make them happy. For some people, a walk in the park on a beautiful day makes them happy. Each person's happiness is different, but is based on 3 separate things. The first need is our basic need. Our basic need for food, our basic need for clothing, our basic need for a roof over our head. Basic needs. Once these basic needs are met, then it leads to our psychological needs. And what are these? Now think about it for a second. If everything else around you is met, you start thinking about things. You start wondering, well, if I could have this, then I would be happy. If I felt like this, then I would be happy. If I got treated like this, then I would be happy. If this person greeted me like this, then I would be happy. Your psychological needs, that's the second. Your last is your self-fulfillment. Self-fulfillment is reaching the highest example of yourself, the highest, however you feel, that peak of, I did it, this is where I'm at, I can't go any higher, I'm in alignment with everything. Self-fulfillment. These are the 3 needs that Maslow's hierarchy states. When these 3 needs are met, we're at our highest state of happiness. Therefore, we have an amazing life.
Isn't it funny how when we don't feel happy, how we exaggerate that feeling? But we never exaggerate our happiness. We exaggerate our sadness. We exaggerate our anger. But what would happen if we decided to exaggerate our happiness?
But mothers, I need you to understand something. 50% of the happiness is genetic, and guess where it comes from? It comes from how we feel when we're pregnant. It comes from how we react when we're pregnant. When we fear, our child fears. When we're angry, our child is angry.
What really, truly makes you smile? That's what's gonna make you happy. Reach for it. Do it. Don't worry about what anybody else is going to think, because that's not going to make them happy. They have their own happiness to search for. Stay true to you and what makes you happy.